Welcome back to the third and final part of In the Eyes of Kurriizmatic. We are here at the historic Clement Soto building in the Lower East Side of Manhattan in New York. I wanted to create something that really stand the test of time, something that was for people. I felt as if like the culture and the community around fashion has become so gentrified, so like conducive to the point where we have to constantly, chase this rat race, so to speak, of just finding sponsorships, finding money and grants. It makes more things about money than it does about creativity, and especially sustainability.
A little over a year ago, I got a call from Hector, who said he wanted to use his talent and his commitment to fashion as a way to raise awareness about mental health and to get people talking about suicide and suicide prevention and his own personal experience with loss, and wanted to know what we could do together. And so we spent a couple of months trying to figure this out. We came up with this concept called Woven to Save, which is an opportunity for suicide loss survivors to donate their fashion materials, their clothing, fabrics, something that was important to someone that they lost to suicide, and Hector would weave these objects into something we call Woven to Save. And the idea is to continue the memory in that individual through sustainable fashion, and to remember them in life and beyond by taking advantage of that talent of all of you who are here involved in this fashion industry as a way to sustain that life force of that individual.
Maria's dress is going to be the most significant piece that comes out tonight. It transforms, it represents two becoming one, and the concept behind it and what it was made for, to represent Maria's true passions in life: fashion, art, music, and dance, all in one.
The material that I sent to Hector was from an outfit that Maria had purchased from a consignment shop in the summer of 2022. Maria and I were visiting my mother in Buffalo, New York, and Maria went to a consignment shop and bargained with the sales lady and bought a beautiful Jessica Simpson coat. And Maria created her own outfit from that coat. She made a sleeveless jacket from that, plus a bandana and a upper body piece, and she wore that outfit to the Pride Parade that summer in June of 2022. She passed away about 4 months after that, in October of 2022. Some of the friends that were in that Pride Parade with Maria are here today for this event, and we are so grateful to Hector for creating this lovely event. To bring our family together with Maria's dear friends, and to bring awareness to suicide, and to help people realize that mental health is so important and that we all need to talk with each other and support each other in our own personal journey.
Mental health is not an individual's problem. Mental health is not a family's problem. It is a problem for the entire society. And the best way to deal with that large issue is to educate everyone in the society, and also teach people how important it is to prevent the disaster.
So we got involved with SAVE shortly after Maria's passing. We were looking at different support groups, and SAVE was one of them, and it's been a very helpful organization, and we're eager to get more involved with them and work with them further.
And so I think what Hector is doing is a truly beautiful thing, and we're very grateful to him for doing this.
This whole show could not be possible without a community of people. So let's just start off the show with giving a round of applause to everybody, a part of the team, the crew, the makeup artist, the hair, the model, the designers. Because I just stepped in this place, okay? I'm just here to speak. They have been working tirelessly every day, night and day to make this show possible for you guys.
I am part of the A Home for Everyone production that is being produced by my cousin, Hector Diaz, who is behind the brand Kurriizmatic. Funny story about Hector and I've noted he's my cousin, but we like to joke that we were separated at birth. Two designers separated at birth. We were both born in 1997, and we finally met as conscious adults in 2019. Now we're here together at the Clement, and we are working on this amazing production that features 7 other designers, including 4 additional student designers. I just have always loved the tactile aspect of creative engagement, and apart from gestural illustrative work, I also just love working with textiles, and I happen to have always taken a sort of sustainable approach to textiles because I tend to refuse, honestly, to purchase new fabrics. So in a lot of my work, you might be able to tell that I incorporate an integration of, gestural imagery that overlaps with some found objects, even drawings of the found objects themselves, assemblages of textiles that might allude to faces that are supposed to be representative of familial legacy, specifically matrilineal. If I had to look to one garment of mine within the context of this collection and what's being featured today, it's the silk charmeuse top that I had my illustrative work digitally printed on. That's one of the very few instances in which I go for purchased fabric. While the silhouette itself isn't intricate, there is this fragmentation process that goes into the pattern cuts. And I like to think of those seams as drawings. I'd say I've been the most active as a fashion anthropologist for 9 years. So that top and I go way back, and I try to sneak it into everything that I do now because I'm curating the older pieces with the newer. And I like this idea of continuously building upon already existing bodies of works of mine, because all of these fragments of ideas and works are inherently in conversation with one another. And I like to keep that convo going.
My name is Cass. I'm the creator for GLITCHSTICH, a Brooklyn-based knitwear brand. I mainly create with mohair and really delicate fibers. The first piece that'll be coming out, it's mohair garment with baby alpaca and silk mohair at the bottom. It's got a beading detail on the bottom, and it also has this lovely feather neckline. And that really goes along with my brand because it looks very ethereal and angelic. I would say that knitwear and fiber arts is very sustainable because it's handmade. It's something that is slow. It's a process. I feel like anthropology and fashion go hand in hand, given that anthropology is the study of people and why they do what they do. And then you have cultural anthropology. Fashion changes regionally. Different demographics wear different things, and it holds significance as well. So it's important to have that kind of intrinsic knowledge whenever you are designing a garment or a collection. As for me, my collection is for my Black and trans community. So I feel like that's really reflected in the way that the garments fit, who's wearing the garments, and sort of the impact that they have. So when you look at them, you'll know that you're among family.
There's a lot of things that deserve a second life. I think it's very easy to, something rips, you throw it away, you buy a new thing because it's that affordable. And unfortunately, we're in a time where we can't really afford to spend so much money on on good quality products, so we have to go and just buy something quick. I worked in film and television for about 2 years, so I developed a lot of connections with costume shops, costume designers, film costume designers, and once those projects are done, anything excess is usually discarded or sold, and sometimes people just hold on to things for a future use, but it's just sitting in a storage unit. So when I say sourcing from the entertainment industry means I have colleagues and friends that are like, hey, do you want this piece? And then I usually, I take it. It's like I'm the grim reaper of fabric. So I take things and it's time to take them to their next stage in their life, and that's what I do. I'm very big on old cartoons, like Saturday morning cartoons, like anything Hanna-Barbera, Disney. It pulls people in because it reminds them of usually like an easier time. There's a lot of brands out there that are sustainable, but they're selling $700 t-shirts and $1,200 jeans, and I'm like, that's not how you fix the problem by getting sustainable clothing to the selected few that can afford it. You have to reach the big masses. This jacket, it's made entirely of vintage blankets. And again, I wanted to make it with intention, so it's not just taking the blanket and making it into a jacket. It's about making sure that the sleeve says over the rainbow and making sure that all 4 characters are represented on the jacket. So you have Dorothy, Scarecrow, Tin Man, the Lion, and you also have a big portrait of Dorothy on the back. So everything here, the lining is a dead stock vendor. The blankets were vintage blankets that people were just selling online. And most importantly, the people who made it got paid a livable wage.
I'm a student at FIT right now for fashion design program, and last semester, my first semester, I had Professor Stephen Cutting, and he told us that he has somebody who needs interns for New York Fashion Week last September 2025, and it turned out to be Hector, and I reached out to him to be an intern for New York Fashion Week, and yeah, this is where I end up. So this look is more of a concept of one of my, let's say, inner parts, inner personalities.
I'm a student at FIT studying fashion design, and I'm hoping to go in an evening wear ready to wear direction with my career. I have 2 looks that I'm putting on stage today. Both looks were made entirely of reused fabrics. Basically, I just went to thrift stores, secondhand places, and I bought various garments and then took them apart, used the pieces, and I think one of them is 6 different garments and the other's 3. Every class touches on sustainability a little bit, some more than others. It's a lot in the direction of design rather than construction. So making sure that our designs are sustainable and making sure we understand ways in which we can be sustainable in a manageable way is very important.
I do a lot of like the hands-on artistical stuff, like the sewing and like the patterning, and I don't know, coming up with like, not all like clothing designs, but I feel like since I'm in the studio the most, I just will make random stuff and sometimes it works.
And I do more of the artistic side, which is like graphics and creative direction.
And I think, yeah, you also do a lot of like the more of like the distressing and things like that too. I don't know, I think a lot of like brands and like designers especially that like I love and I'm inspired by have a lot of distressing, and it also just like looking at like clothes that were from like past times are all like distressed, and like that look is very, I don't know, interesting to have more I guess destroyed clothes that you can still wear and like look good.
And I feel like it reflects some of the kind of melancholy that we like to put into our shows.
Yeah, especially, yeah, like with the band references and like, I guess like political references, I feel like that all is part of the distressing and kind of like is all in one realm. I feel like the piece that shows our brand the best has got to be our men's button-up, the Famine button-up. It's just a normal cotton dress shirt, but we dyed it with beats, as well as like pretty heavy distressing throughout the whole button-up. And there's like no cuffs, so there's still like the placket.
I like to design mainly tailored or woven fabrics, all in custom sizing, because everyone just looks better in clothing that's made to fit them perfectly. And I'm a small one-person clothing company, so if I'm making it as the orders come in, I would prefer to just make it in their perfect size. Well, I actually met Hector at Vancouver Fashion Week in 2024, and we both, I feel like we were, hi Hector, we were one of the more sustainable brands at the show, so I just really wanted a chance to meet him, and his show was so awesome, and just to see someone doing something I've never done before was just so interesting. And after that, we kind of kept talking, and we did a collab where we each sent material. Like I sent all of my leather scraps and vinyl scraps, and he sent over some of his woven pieces that hadn't been made into an outfit yet. And we both made outfits in the same colorways, and we did like joint shoots in the same vibe, and it was just awesome to stay in touch. That was the first time I ever did a collaboration like that, and I loved it. Sustainability, like it just means caring, like just having the knowledge about how your clothes are made or what it's made of and what's gonna happen to it after. We don't really talk about that in school or anything, like where your clothes are made. You kind of have to go into your own research to really actually know the truth about those things. So I just think it's being educated on that there's a person that makes your clothes and they deserve to get treated well. So I ended up going back into like the school that I went to for fashion design to teach pattern drafting and like intro to design. I just really like teaching. I always loved math. Like before I even knew about fashion, I wanted to be a mathematician. So the pattern drafting part of it, I really like helping people learn it, because it's not that hard to make clothes in your custom size, but it's not information that's out there
really easily. There's no classes for it, I guess, so that's kind of what I like to do, is local classes where we make blocks in our own size, and then you can join a class to draft your pants in your perfect size, or jeans, or a button-up, things like that. My day job is working in marine upholstery and canvas, which has an insane amount of waste. So whenever there are pieces that, you know, don't fit a 20-foot boat, I take them and I'll do what I want to them to make it wearable. My last outfit, it's made of all ultra leather scraps, and that one it's all like pin tucked by hand. So something I probably will never do again, so it's just an important piece to me because it took way too long, but it's a passion project.
So I actually met Hector through a mutual friend. I went to college with Natalie. We were on the dance team together. We've stayed really close friends. She got me connected with Hector when he put on this amazing show. It was performance-driven fashion, which is exactly what my brand stands for, so I was really excited to be a part of it. So sustainability is the transformation of taking something that is quote-unquote trash and making it into something that is a new treasure. A lot of people just kind of discard clothing, and really you can transform it into something new. You don't just have to throw something away just because you think it's out of style. It can always be changed and transformed. My collection is around 75% sustainable. I used old jeans, an old trench coat, and then I did purchase new fabric for a part of it. That was about 25% of the brand, but I used old jeans and the trench coat to transform, and I was able to make 3 different looks out of just one trench coat. So I have a lot of water reactivity within the collection. I have some pants that have pockets with some hidden artwork that once you add water, it kind of transforms into something different. I love just things that transform. It's like nothing is what it may seem. And it also adds an element of performance to the collection. And also, since I love to dance, it's about dancing in the rain. You can wear this outfit and want to dance in the rain. It just completely transforms things.
At what point did I go there? Think you'd be